If you've been watching the channel for very long, you've probably seen this knife, the Emerson CQC-7B that I've been carrying every day for at least 2 years. I like it a lot. Well, I was surfing around on Big Daddy Unlimited's website the other night, and I saw an Emerson CQC-7K, and I thought, that looks interesting. So I got one to show you, and here it is. And that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to compare, I can't do it as good with my left hand, we're going to compare the Emerson CQC-7B with the Kershaw CQC-7K. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video where it's Saturday and we take a look at something sharp. As I said, today we're looking at these two knives. This is one Emerson sent me this one a couple of years ago, and I've been carrying it every day since. And this one I bought on Big Daddy Unlimited, which is a good time to tell you that Big Daddy Unlimited is sponsoring this video. And the way that works is you can go to survivalonpurpose.com/BDU, and you can join Big Daddy Unlimited's membership site for just 99 cents for the first 30 days. Get inside the membership site, see if you think it's going to save you money. If you think so and you stick around at the regular membership price of just $9.99 a month or 99 bucks a year, then they'll throw me a couple of bucks for introducing you. So if you save money, it benefits the channel. It's a win-win. So anyway, thanks to Big Daddy Unlimited for making that situation possible. Now let's talk about these knives. As you can see, they look very, very similar, but they also have a little bit of differences. So we'll just get right to it, because maybe you've been looking at Emerson knives, you thought it'd be really cool, but you do want to spend the money because they're not cheap knives, and you saw the Kershaw and thought, that might be a good alternative, but maybe you're worried about them being a ripoff and you don't want to support ripoffs. Well, let me just put that to bed right now. These are not ripoffs. Kershaw has a licensing agreement with Emerson to make Ernie Emerson's designs. He helped design this. It was designed in conjunction with him. So they licensed this Wave feature. They didn't rip it off. They licensed the design of this thing. So you can feel comfortable about that. But there are some differences. So let's talk about them right now. So first of all, let's hold them up. Let's look at them together. You can see they have very similar style blades, but slightly different. The blade length on both of these is 3.5 inches. Okay, actually the Emerson's 3.3, but I don't think you'll notice a difference. Or for those of you still stuck in that old metric system, that's 8.3 centimeters. They're calling these American tanto blades, whatever that means. They're a little bit different, as you can see, but the Emerson has 154 cm, and the Kershaw has 8CR14 MOV, which is pretty much a Chinese steel, right? So the other big differences in the blade are, well, first of all, the Kershaw blade, the Emerson blade is 0.125 inches, which is about an eighth of an inch, I believe, and the Kershaw is 0.114 inches. So there's that, a little bit thinner, just slightly thinner. And the biggest difference, other than the shape, you can see the Emerson has just kind of a curvature right here, and there's a little bit of a bevel on this side, kind of makes it look similar, and this one just has a flat, the Kershaw has just a flat angle here. It's not just a curve, it's an angle. But the biggest difference is the Emerson has a chisel grind, so this side is flat, completely flat. And then you have a bevel and a secondary bevel on this side. The reason they do that is because it makes it easier. Ideally, the idea was to make it easier to sharpen this thing in the field, because you only have to sharpen one side, so you can get a good serviceable edge much quicker and much easier with pretty much anything that you can grind steel on, like a rock. The Kershaw has a much more traditional grind. It is a high grind here with a secondary bevel on both sides. I'm trying to see if it's a I can't really tell if it is a hollow grind. Okay, it's slightly hollow grind. I can lay this edge across it and you can tell. So slightly hollow grind, like many Chinese blades. But that's the differences in the blades. The differences in the steel. The difference is in the grind. Chisel grind versus basic normal grind. So let's talk about the close length of both of these. Is going to be the same. It is 4.5 inches. You can see a difference right there. We'll talk about it in a minute. Or 11.4 centimeters. The handle material on the Emerson, this is Emerson, is G10 on both sides, and this one has a liner lock inside here. The Kershaw is G10 on one side, and on the back side it is bead blasted 410 stainless steel, and it is a a frame lock. So there's that frame lock. The overall length of these things is 7.75 inches for the Kershaw and 8 inches for the Emerson. And I'll be honest with you, I can't really see that. Okay, they say it's a 1/4 inch difference. I guess it just depends on how you hold them, but they're close enough to me. I call them the same. And the same thing with the handle thicknesses. Even though the Kershaw has the stainless on one side and the G10 on the other, I think the G10 is a little thicker than the G10 on the Emerson. So these things, they're pretty much exactly the same thickness as far as I can tell. So I can't tell enough of a difference to matter. They both weigh exactly the same, 5 ounces or 141.7 grams, and they both feature the Emerson Wave. That's right there. We'll show you that in just a minute, and a thumb disc. So there and there. So again, the Kershaw has a stainless steel frame lock, and Emerson has a titanium liner lock inside there. Okay, so the only other really differences are, let's see, the Emerson has a tip-up pocket carry non-reversible clip. You can pay extra and have it drilled for a reversible clip, and the Emerson has a completely reversible tip-up clip, and it even comes with 3 extra little screws to reverse it, so that's cool. Now for what I think are some of the other major differences. First of all, the Emerson is made in the USA, and the Kershaw is made in China. And they have corresponding prices to go along with that. The Emerson retails for $213, and the MSRP on the Kershaw is $75. I paid $37 for this on Big Daddy Unlimited. So there you go, there's that. So if you've been kind of had your eye on this thing, one of these, you want to know what the differences are. Oh, one more thing, I almost forgot to mention this. They both are CQC-7s, but if you look, the handle shape is completely different. This one is more rectangular, squared off, and this one's got this teardrop down here. Okay, so that is a quick look at some of the similarities and differences between these two knives. So why don't we get down to the old stump top real quick and get to doing just a little bit of that knife stuff before we wrap this thing up. Okay, before we get to do the knife stuff, I thought I would just go ahead and show you the comparison between the Wave feature on both of these. If you're not familiar with the Wave feature, what that means is this thing clips in your pocket like so. When you pull it out, this little wave here catches on your pocket and allows it to open. Let me just show you. First, this is the Emerson, okay? The US made Emerson. And basically you just, it's open. Let's try the Kershaw, made in China. And it's open too, so exact same Wave feature on both of them. They just work. Okay, so first, thought we would try the Redneck sharp test. And to be fair, I've had this one for like 2 years, and I've only sort of sharpened it once. So I'm not optimistic this is going to pass the Redneck sharp test, but it's plenty sharp enough to get most of my tasks done. But we'll give it a shot and see. You want to? And I'm not surprised that it did not pass the Redneck sharp test here. So I have not, again, haven't really spent much time sharpening it. But I like to test knives right out of the box to see how sharp they are and see what kind of job they're doing at the factory. So let's try this one and see. Oh my gosh. Yeah, oh yeah, it's sharp. Let's try the little tanto tip. Okay, yeah, it's sharp too. I can tell. I don't want to cut my arm, but yeah, okay. It's sharp too. I will say that out of the box, this one was sharp as well. But I'll also say, just to be clear, the tip on the Emerson still, after 2 years, seems to be a little just slightly sharper than the tip on this one, which is the Kershaw. But I'm probably straining gnats, but this one definitely has more of a point. This one's got just a little bit of roundness at the end. So that is just machine grinding, quick machine grinding versus American QC. That's my opinion anyway. Let's try some paper cutting. So we'll start. People want to see that for some reason. We'll start with the Emerson and just to show you. So it's okay. Again, I need to spend more time sharpening it, but it does okay for me. So I'm going to try the Kershaw. Oh yeah, straight out of the box, it's razor sharp. Really good. Okay. So there's that. Let's see. We'll do a little bit of wood carving, and we'll call this one. You know, that's pretty much how we're going to do with this one. Neither one of these has a sharp spine to strike a ferro rod, so I'm not even going to try that. But we will do a little carving here. You want to? You want to? So again, we're comparing a 2-year-old knife that hasn't been sharpened with one straight out of the box. So I want to keep pointing that out because I think that's only fair to point that out. We'll start with the Emerson. And this is I probably need to have a thinner piece of wood here, but we'll start with this one. It's okay. Okay, we'll call that a good test. Because really and truly, the only fair way to compare these two would be with a brand new Emerson, and I don't have one. So we're going to try the Kershaw now. And of course, that edge, that brand new edge, you can see it does a good job. Carving really, really well. So the edge on the Kershaw, brand new Kershaw, is better than my edge on my 2-year-old knife. I don't know if that tells you anything, probably not. Hopefully, if you've been maybe looking at a Kershaw version of an Emerson style knife, this will kind of give you a better idea of what you might expect, because I know when you're looking at stuff online, it's really hard to know. I gotta say, I think they're good knives. I really like them. I think it's a really good value. Yes, it's made in China. Yes, the steel is not as good. This is 154 cm. This is some kind of 8CR. But for an everyday carry knife, this thing again, like I paid 30-something bucks for this thing on Big Daddy Unlimited. You could buy a bunch of these for what you maybe 6 of these for what you could buy one of these. So you got to make that decision. But I hope this video has helped you in making it, and at least been somewhat interesting and informative. So I really sincerely appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.